Donald Trump's secret pardon scam has been uncovered, although lawyers who are practicing in the criminal defense bar seem to know that it ain't really a secret there. You had lots of people saying they didn't want to be named directly in a lot of these articles from The Atlantic and others that were publishing about this, that it's a well-known secret, so not really a secret at all. It's general knowledge, as people were telling The Atlantic. In our practice, $2 million, you can have a pardon, one prominent white-collar defense attorney has told The Atlantic. Here's the story in The Atlantic. Among the names under consideration for a proposed 250 pardons for 250 years initiative are fugitive Joe Low, who ran that massive scam with the fund and was spending hundreds of millions of dollars from one of these foreign wealth funds. He's been in hiding. He's accused of masterminding the multi-billion-dollar 1MDB fraud. Fugees rapper Pras Mikel, who was convicted in a related foreign influence case, basically laundering Jolo's money in the election process. One Taste co-founder Nicole Daedone, recently sentenced in a forced label conspiracy case. So turning the 250th into like an auction, like a bonanza, and just do the math of 250 pardons times about $2 million. And I'm sure that number may go $6 million or $10 million. And, and at some point, the level of greed, the level of corruption from this Trump regime is so utterly despicable, and it's at such a grand scale. You go back to J.D. Vance's statement where J.D. Vance was telling on himself in this regime. If we did the Watergate, a Watergate today wouldn't make it past half of a 12-hour news cycle, is what J.D. Vance said. I mean, look at these graphs posted by Steve Ratner from a Reuters article that just dropped right here. The number of financial side deals the Trump family is running is so shockingly it can be hard to track. But take a look at Trump's crypto ventures alone. On the crypto venture side, the Trump organization made $2.29 billion on crypto alone, while his investors lost $2.28 billion. How about World Liberty Financial, another Trump Witkoff endeavor? This crypto venture that also featured Don Jr., Eric, Witkoff's sons, Zach and Alex Witkoff, netted a fortune for both families of $1.1 billion, while investors lost 76% of the money that they put in. But now you take 250 pardons, multiply that by $10 million each, and can this pardon scam, racket, whatever you want to call it, be even making more money for the Trump family than these crypto scams right here? And as Hillary Clinton posted, look at these headlines that are just from the past 24 hours. Trump is using $500 million for a no-bid contract to build the White House ballroom. Yeah, Trump isn't having his rich friends pay for it. He's having us pay for it. We're holding the bag. The way Donald Trump's investors lost all that money while he gained all that money in the zero-sum game, that's how the American people have been treated right now. What they call euphemistically the K-shaped economy, meaning the rich, they've gotten much richer. The rest of America is in a Great Depression right now. How about this story? Trump bought as much as $5 million in Axon stock right before ICE sought $220 million in a taser deal, putting $220 million into Axon and causing that stock to surge right there. I want to bring in Harry Litman, Talking Feds YouTube channel, former top prosecutor out of the Western District of Pennsylvania. He was the United States attorney there, top federal prosecutor out of Main Justice in Washington, D.C. Harry, great to see you here. I mean, the fact that amongst criminal defense lawyers, that it just is, we just got to pay $2 million, we get a pardon, and they talk about it like that. And it's a well-known thing. It's it's a secret, I guess, to the rest of everybody. Be like, yeah, we all knew that. $2 to $6 million, you get your pardon, boom, then you get out. What do you make of it all?
It's breathtaking. As always, Trump takes the next step. So he did all these things with pardons dating to Trump 1.0 that were as corrupt, as nasty, as self-serving, as lining his own pockets, really, as anything. The only reason it's not the very top of the charts for his biggest abuses is because there is the pardon power, but that doesn't mean you can use it anyway. In fact, I'll get back to that in a moment. And so now the lesson learned is, yeah, we've done we've all but announced that we are breaking the law and not worried about it. So what should we do? Take that next step and do it whole hog. And on these, not just lining his own pockets, but that of his family, that of his industries, the unreal incidents of completely corrupt transactions. They would be corrupt on the market. This purchase of stock just before ICE makes its move. Completely improper, complete derogation of the idea of taking care that the people's interests are well served. And the more brazen and crass and damaging, including to the American people it is, the more he wants to take it to the next step. Let's start with just the crimes here. Hey, $2 million for a pardon. That is a friggin' bribery, Ben. That is against the law. It is a crime. Now, the Supreme Court, it's an official act when you grant a pardon. So they've said you can't prosecute Trump for it. Aberrant decision, and the damage of this, not just in the individual case, but to the whole confidence of the American people that somehow the justice system is fair. It blows it all out of the water, but it's a flat crime. What the Supreme Court didn't say it's not a crime. They've said you can't prosecute him for it. He is above the law, but it's a flat out bribery. It's no different from other corrupt uses of pardons, for example, say to violate constitutional rights or just to flat out feather your nest. That is a crime. But he does it with impunity, and almost, I think, you get the sense of like, yeah, $2 million, here's the going price. He kind of likes it, because doing actual law in the people's interest, that's just for suckers. We haven't written this as much because it's kind of secret. It comes out little by little, but the story of the self-enrichment, not just for him, but for his family, his companies, since in rank violation of anything previous presidents would have done, starting in particular about the beginning of this calendar year, is what would be as damning an indictment as for any president in history, except, for Trump, it's just 1 week work. But you take a step back, you think of all the terrible things and you have to explain them. Nothing to explain here, just flat out. Okay, 2 million. Okay, 10 million. Just step right this way. It couldn't be more corrupt. It couldn't be more unconstitutional.
Very well said. And someone wants to compliment you and say how well said that was, apparently, as well. Everybody, make sure you go check out the Talking Feds YouTube channel, Talking Feds Substack, and Talking Feds podcast. Check out, that's where I get my legal news. You should get your news from there as well. Harry Litman, everybody. And everybody, hit subscribe here. Help us get to 7 million subscribers on our channel.
Ben, thanks a lot. And my apologies, the phone's supposed to be off, but I'm as befuddled by it as some of the ways of Trump, I have to say.
Thanks, everyone. New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.